Surprise face reveal. I finished my Windows XP machine last night, and you have no idea how tough it was not to play Flight Simulator. I really wanted to play. It's the only game that I have right now. Here's some of the PC specs that are in my system that I built. This was many months in the making, and it turned out unbelievable. I'm not gonna make like a video on it on this channel. I'm gonna make that video because I still have to buy some like games and shit so I can benchmark it properly, and that'll be on my main channel, which some of you guys are already following me there. So this isn't very much of a face review. For that video, like, you're gonna have to stand by for that because that's still a work in progress, and I have to get those games and benchmark it, and that's going to be a whole thing on my main channel. So go subscribe to my main channel. I wanted to give you guys a sort of sneak peek because I can't wait any longer. I have to play it. And I wanted this to be a very authentic, like, sort of first impressions video, because it's been we'll call it 2005, and that's being generous, almost 21 years since I've played this game as a flight sim unk. This is where it all started. It was the Christmas, like, right after 9/11. My dad got me Flight Simulator 2000 for Christmas, and you know, I flew a lot as a kid, and you know, I was kind of contemplating the whole pilot thing, and man, my obsession just kind of grew from here. So this Flight Simulator 2004 means a lot to me, but Flight Sim 2000 is really where it all started, and it has just as much of a stronghold on my heart as 2004 does, believe it or not. Without 2000, my Flight Simulator 2004 era wouldn't have happened. So that's what this video is all about. Let's fire up the computer, because like, it's not on right now. And just like that, we are in there. I'll tell you what, it's been a minute since I've been this excited about like literally anything. Put in the first disc and I'm nervous, like, what if it doesn't work? There it is. Oh man. Oh. I have a funny story about that, actually. So the story goes, like, when I first booted this game up, like, the first time ever, I didn't know what, like, this was. I thought it was, like, some sort of education software or something about, like, airplanes and, like, flight. So when that popped up, I was like, oh shit, is this about, like, space and shit? That's awesome, because I love space, right? And I love, like, rockets. It showed, like, whatever we were flying, like, descending through the clouds, and I was like, okay, maybe it's about space and planes? Then the fucking Microsoft thing came up. I was like, damn it. Yeah. Like, we got bamboozled. And then, like, this, I remember this menu being like, wait, what is this? Start it now? Where's, like, the encyclopedia? Because I thought that's what this was. And I'm like, flying lesson? Fly now? What a core memory. But look at what we got here, man. Like, wow. Look at that. That's crazy. I remember pulling this up. Holy shit. Look at that. After looking at it for a minute, I was like, well, okay, like, this is an airplane. Let's see, parking brakes, press period to release. Okay, that's odd. And I'm pretty sure, like, at some point it said something about, like, pressing F4 for the throttle. There was, like, a prompt that came up, and I pressed it. Yeah, man. It's exactly like how I remember it. And then, like, we lifted off, and I was like, oh crap, like, I'm flying. Like, I'm actually doing it. And I was like, cool. Now, how do we get back down? I'm even doing it like I used to back in the day, because I didn't have a joystick, like, so I just had to use the arrow keys, and it was a pain, man. It was a pain. How neat. I guess, like, the thing doesn't, like, work. That's okay. Whoa, buddy. Okay. This I really don't remember. Look at the cars on the road. I don't remember that being a thing at all. That's crazy. But I do remember doing like this and being really bad at like this flying thing, because really you didn't have, or I didn't have, a throttle either because I didn't have a joystick. So I would just have to kind of press F1 and F4. There was no like in between. Oh boy, you gotta turn it around. You gotta turn it around. Okay, let's see if we can land. This is how it loaded in defaultly, so it looks a lot better than I thought it was gonna look, but I do remember this game looking pretty good. Like, this game was no slouch to like run, and at the time, like when I first started playing this, put the flaps like all the way down. Oh, that's a lot. When I first started playing this, like I didn't have XP yet, so I was on like Windows 2000, and from what I understand, that computer was very beefy. So my parents like put like everything in it, and then they gave it to me when they upgraded. Oh boy. Stop. We did it. They gave me their Windows 2000 computer when they upgraded to XP, so I was playing this at first on a Windows 2000 based PC with a CRT monitor and stuff. That's how I ran this back in the day, and I remember it looking good and just being kind of like, especially the night textures, like it really kind of like was able to like help my imagination, which I mean my imagination back then needed no help whatsoever, like, but like I remember just being or getting like totally lost in this world. It was really cool. Yeah, alright, let's start like playing around with the settings. Like, let's see if I can crank this up. Behold the power. Where is it? 19. Oh, it does support 1080. That's interesting. Everywhere I looked online said the maximum resolution for 2000 was 720p, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to play this in 720p. Lo and behold, look what we have here. And then we're just gonna crank everything up to 100. Feel the wrath of my GTX 960. Wahahaha. Oh, a little sailboat. I'm so curious as to like what my frames per second are, and I forgot to install fraps. Alright, so I installed fraps. 178 frames a second, 100, Jesus Christ. 80, 90, okay. Yeah, I guess like in the 2D cockpit it just won't work. That's a shame, but whatever. You see how smooth this is. This is ridiculous, and it's too bad, like, my capture card caps out at 60. This is more than 60. This is way more than 60, but I don't guess you guys would be able to see that. 253 frames a second. Granted, it's way far away, but looking up at the clouds, looking at the city. 124. That's cool, yo. And this is Chicago. Chicago is, I think, one of the most detailed cities and dense cities, so it's not gonna get too much worse than this. Look at that. That's so cool. How come Flight Simulator 2004 didn't do that? Little cars on the road. I mean, there is an add-on where you can add this. You have to like add it. Like Flight Simulator 2002 just kind of did it. Don't hit the building. Do not do that. Time and season. Go to the day. Actually, let's see what dusks. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess that's O'Hare over there, but we'll go to this one. I used to do this all the time. Like I rarely ventured outside of this area. Like I remember like flying in the jet and you know, like 5 minutes is forever when you're like, you know, 8, 9, 10 years old. So I would take off and I would point in a direction. I would have no idea where I was. Like I knew eventually that this was Chicago, but prior to that, like the lake over there, that's a part of the Great Lakes, like clearly. That lake over there I thought was like the Atlantic Ocean. And it's so, I'm like, man, like, let's go to fucking, like, France. And I would just, I would take the jet and I would go across, I don't know what lake that is, I guess Erie or, I don't know. It's definitely not the Atlantic Ocean, though. I don't even think, like, if you cross that, you'll be in Canada. I think if you cross that, you're in, like, Wisconsin. Or Michigan. I think it's Michigan you're in. Wisconsin's the other way. But, yeah, no, that's a core memory that just got unlocked there for a minute. And I just would never have the patience to venture like too far outside of like this area, because you know 5-10 minutes would go by and I would be up at 8,000 feet thinking I'm like at cruise level. Oh man, this is your captain speaking. We're cruising this 737 at 8,000 feet. We've been in the air for all of 5 minutes, and the crew's getting kind of tired, so we're gonna go find an airport to land at. And I would have not a clue as to where I was or what any of these instruments did, or at least, you know, not the more advanced stuff. I knew like the speedometer, the artificial horizon, and the altimeter. Everything else was just kind of like, well. And you know, so it's a shame, like I know I was young and all, but it's like there's a whole world in this game that I never like saw, because I was just too fucking like ADHD to like take an actual flight or to learn the system that would help you with that. It's just like, I'm just gonna take off and you know, the first airport I see, I'm gonna go land at, and that's what I did. And it didn't matter like how close I was or far away. I was like, I would see a runway and I'd be like, oh shit, that's an airport, we're gonna land there. And I would just kind of just, you know. I would quite literally say, oh look, a runway, and I was so yeah, like I never saw very much of this this sim, and it never once occurred to me like, hey asshole, like you can start out at a different location, like you don't have to start out at Megsfield. You stupid dumbass. You could start out at like New York or something. I just figured like if I wanted to go to see New York, I'd have to fly there from Meigs Field. Like it never occurred to me like, hey, you could start out at fucking like, I don't know, literally anywhere else. Oh shit. Oh fuck. You know what? I got an idea. I got an idea. Okay, hold on, stay right there. In the spirit of my childhood, in the spirit, because of the spirit, I don't know. We're gonna take a trip, just this once flight, like how I used to do it, like when I was like 8, 9, 10. And this is gonna be the first time I'm seeing this in like years. Look, this is the original, the OG Orbit Airlines. Look at that. That's crazy. That is wild, brother. Look at that thing. OG Orbit. Man, the memories. I drink some water here. There's totally water in here. Then I'm gonna blindfold myself and take off and pick a direction. And and then I'm gonna unblindfold myself. And whatever direction we're in, we're just gonna go with it until we find a runway, and then I'm gonna try and land, all without a joystick. That's some great water. Yeah, when I was playing this simulator, I'd never had a joystick, so we're gonna be using the arrow keys tonight for this flight, on our flight to wherever we find. And we're gonna do the damn thing, okay? Hopefully we don't run into anything. You know, it just occurred to me that I didn't have to like take off with the blindfold on. And we're stalling. Oh no, a left bank here, blindfolded. And hopefully we don't run into anything. Okay, this was a terrible idea. This was the worst idea I think I've ever fucking had. Okay, no, we're fine. We're fine. Nope, we're not fine. We're gonna just go this way until we find a runway. Any runway will do. Sometimes I was picky, but besides that one, we'll go a little ways. And I'm over speed. Good thing that never mattered. Never gave a damn about the overspeed warning as a kid. We're just gonna go this way. We're gonna go until we find a runway. And yeah, I would do this if I was feeling like super adventurous. Like rarely would I even go out this far, but for the sake of the content, we're just gonna go this way until we find a runway, and then we're gonna land on it, no matter how far it takes. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever done a complete flight in Flight Simulator 2000. Isn't that crazy? Like, from beginning to end, like an intentional flight. Never did it. By the time I started doing that, like, my Flight Simulator 2000 mysteriously broke and I was playing 98. That's right, I went backwards before I went and played 04. 98 was kind of the stopgap in between this and 2004. Yeah, and I just kind of rolled with it for a year or two. 98 was fun. I plan on getting that too and doing a few things with that here. But you know, like, what's crazy? Like, look at it. It doesn't look bad, doesn't it? Here, I never thought I'd be playing Flight Simulator 2000 in 1080p. Like, that's crazy. And I have plans on getting a 1440p monitor sooner rather than later. Yeah, I just bought a 5070, and I'm gonna overhaul my main computer. 1440. I really don't think this game would support 1440p. I would be floored if it did, but I'm surprised I can get 1080p out of it, and I'm not gonna complain and sit here and be like, oh, it better do 4K. No, like, this looks good. Look at it. Look at the texture, the ground. This doesn't look bad. That's crazy. For what it is, and what I was expecting, this doesn't look bad at all. And granted, too, like, I'm not I didn't put any mods in it. I promise you, I swear I put no mods in this game yet. And I'm gonna show you like the stuff that I got. I already showed you some of the planes and showed you Airport 2000. I have all three. I didn't put any of them in yet. And the game looks like, look at that. That doesn't look bad. That doesn't look bad at all, man. This is like if Flight Simulator 2004 like had a mobile version. It was Flight Simulator 2004, right? And then you got Flight Simulator 2002 would be like the console equivalent. And then you have like this, which is the mobile version. That's so awesome. Man, I can't wait to mod this. I'm gonna show you guys at the end of this video like all just the pure, just unadulterated crap that I have on my my hard drive. All mods for this game. I have a lot for 04 too, but I'm just gonna show you the ones that I have for this. Most of them are free. Some of them, we'll just say I sailed the 7 seas for some of them, but most of them, the vast majority of them are free. Some general enhancements and stuff, like it's good. This is gonna be so much fun. I'm so glad I did this. I'm so giddy. There you go. Now you don't have to look at those ugly bars. Oh, there it is. That's it. Okay, runway. Sweet. By now, like 8-9-year-old me would be like, oh, I've been up here forever, man. Where are we going? China or something? It's funny, is like I would assess like the size of the airport, and I'd be like, okay, it's got like multiple runways, even though that looks like maybe 2 runways, maybe 3, but it's got like an apron and a lot of taxiways, so you know, maybe one big. Nah, that's one runway. There's no way those are runways. Maybe they are. I don't know. But I'd be like, okay, yeah. And sometimes, like when I would come across a big airport, I'd be like, oh, I hit the fucking jackpot, baby. Let's do it. I don't even know where I am. It's probably somewhere in like Indiana or something, Kentucky. I don't fucking know. As a kid, I wouldn't even know that much because I wouldn't even know like where I started. Alright, we're gonna bring it around town. Bring it around town. Fuck, how did I used to fly like this? This is terrible. This is god awful. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Oh, buddy. Okay. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Okay. 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 Shh. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, girl. Calm down. Oh, okay, okay, okay. You didn't like that. Okay, you really didn't like that. Okay, alright. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, man. Okay, alright. It's okay. It's okay. Gotta talk to her sometimes. Come on, over. No, 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 no. Too much, too much, too much. No, no, no. Oh, this way, this way. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Oh, no. We're all gonna die. Ah. You didn't die. Holy tits. No reverse thrust, because, you know, I didn't know how to do that, so I'm already cheating with the auto brake. Oops. And boom, that would be a typical flight. Yep. Killer Gamer would be proud. Then I would find the runway and pretend that I landed on it, right? And then I'd find like a building, and I would I would ask questions, you know. I'd be like, well, why is there no, like, you know, gates? Like, where are the gates? Surely Flight Simulator put in gates, and it's like, no, man, like, they didn't. Do you have a replay on that? Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, there's the fucking grass. Shit. Well, we're on the grass. Look at all of this crap, right? Like, I got aircraft, we got the A300, I got a lot of, like, turboprops, because I could not find a good payware turboprop, or any for that matter, so I got some regional jets, panels to go with a lot of the freeware stuff that I got, such as the A300, 600, that's going to be a cool one. I got a 717. I got an MD80 panel, but I don't know how much I'm going to be using that since I have the Mad Dog now. But, you know, it's, I don't know, I'll probably add it just because. CRJ, I got a Saab panel. Like, I did my homework. You got some sounds here to replace some of the default stuff on the no CD patch. You got Active Camera 2000, which is a thing, and I didn't think it would be, which is crazy, but it's Active Camera for Flight Simulator 2000. And then look at this absolute gauntlet of scenery that I went and downloaded. I downloaded every single thing that looked even remotely interesting, and I got that shit. So I have a lot of work to do.